Hey guys, welcome back to Logic Lab. Today I'm going to be trying this puzzle called Happy Birthday Finnegan. It's by Radiantsongbird, and let's get into the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply. That is, place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Adjacent digits along a green line, a green German whisper line, must differ by at least 5. So this is the green German whisper line. I have featured this on my channel. If you're new to the channel, you can check out my opening video. I'll leave a link in the description to basic rules of variant Sudoku. Box borders divide blue region sum lines into segments of the same sum. So these blue lines, these two will sum to these three. These two will sum to those two, which will sum to these two, because the box border divide the line into segments with the same sum. Digits in white circles must appear in the 4 surrounding cells, so 815 down here means that we must have an 8, 1, and 5 in these 4 cells. Digits on a black Kropke dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio, so we only have one black Kropke dot, and it's in a 1 to 2 ratio. The way to play is to click the link below. Now it's my turn. Here we go. So first thing I'll notice is I'm going to address this blue line first. Let me hit the start. So the 8 means that these two sum to 8 and those two sum to 8, right? But this circle also tells us there's an 8, 1, and a 5 in these surrounding 4 cells. So there can't be an 8 here, because then it would break the sum. So definitely an 8 there. 5s are interesting. 5s can never go on a German whisper line, because adjacent digits must differ by at least 5. So if you tried to put a 5 on the German whisper line, you'd have to put 10 or 0, which are not valid digits. These are in the 1 to 2 ratio. 8, 1, and 5. Again, you can't put a 5 on the German whisper, so definitely a 5 in one of these two. And clearly by Sudoku, no 5 there. So this is a 5. And again, 5 can't go on German whisper. So 5's in one of these two by Sudoku. Conveniently, 5 goes there. This must be a 3, because 5 and 3 give you 8. Therefore, this is a 1-8 pair, and we know the order because of the 1 staring at this cell. So 8, 1, and this does obey the German whisper rule. Now, this is a high digit. It's a 6, a 7, or a 9. It differs by at least 5. This is a low digit. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a high digit, because they're alternating low and highness on the green line. 6, 7, it's not an 8, because of the 8 here. This is a low digit. It's not a 4, because then you'd put double 9s here. The only digit that can go next to a 4 on German whisper line is a 9, and in this case, you'd have to put double 9s here. So it's only a 1, 2, or 3. This is a high digit. It is a 7, 8, or a 9. This is a low digit, and it's not a 1. It's a 2, 3, or 4. I'm just going to do this along the grid. Well, actually, this is interesting. These two sum to this cell. So this can't be higher than 9, obviously, which means this can't be higher than 4. So it's a 1, 2, or a 4, which means this is a 6, a 7, or a 9. This is a high digit. And since this is a 2, 3, 4, this can't be a 6, so it is a 7, 8, 9. This is a low digit. 2, 3, 4, it's not a 3, though. Suppose you could have you could have a 4 here, because then this would be 9 and 9, which is fine. This is a low digit. Notice we have 4 low digits. Okay, this is a high digit. It's not an 8 or a 6, so it is a 7 or a 9. Low digit. It's 2, 3, or 4. High digit. 7 or 9. Low digit. It's not a 4, because that would put double nines, so it's a 2 or a 3. High digit. 7, 8, 9. Low digit. Can't be a 4. 1, 2, or a 3. High digit. 7, 8, 9. Low digit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sums to 8. Can't contain an 8. So the 8 is definitely in one of these two spots. If this were 6, how would we make it work? It's clear to me that the 6 will not work. The reason is because this would have to be 5, 1. You'd have to make these two sum to 6. The only way you can do that is 1, 5, 2, 3. You clearly can't use 1, 5. And you can't use 2, 3, because if this were 2, 3, these 4 cells are 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Meaning in the finished grid, we don't know the order of them now, but we know that the only possible values they can be is a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. So in other words, this can't be a 2 or a 3. So the 6 is not possible. Is the 7 possible? I don't think the 7's possible. Because again, if this is a 7, that's a 2. This needs to get to 7. It can't be 1, 6 or 2, 5. It would have to be 3, 4. And again, we ran into the same problem. If this is 3 or 4, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells being selected, 5 different cells being selected from 4 digits. You're going to have to repeat one, and that will break Sudoku. So this must be a 9. It has to be a 9 and a 4, which knocks out 4 from here. Knocks out 9 from there. This sums to 9. It's not 1, 8. 2, 7, 3, 6. 2, 7, 3, 6. Because it's not 4, 5. But this can't be a 2 or a 3. So that is a 6 or a 7. That means this is a 2 or a 3. We've used 1, 2, 3, 4. So this digit is a 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's not an 8. So it's a 6, 7, or 9. We have to be careful with the sum, because these two sum to those 3. And this cell is interesting, because it has to be relatively big. 5, 6, 6, 7, and 9. That may not seem useful, but it's going to limit the size of this digit, because this is already pretty high. The minimum you can make this a 6, which means the minimum you can make this is a 5. You can't make it a 5. So it's either a 6, a 7, or 8, which tells you a little bit about the sum. This sum is either 7, 8, or 9. That means this digit is restricted. It can only be a 1, 2, 3, or 4 based on the limiting nature of the sum. It's a 7, 8, or 9, the sum. In order to get this to be a 7, 8, or 9, this has to be a low digit. Obviously, this can't be a 9, because then the sum will not work. Ooh, we have a 1, 2, 3 pair here. I'm looking at that because this cell, the minimum it can be is 4. But if it's any higher, does it break the puzzle? Let's figure that out. If this is higher than a 4, and the minimum you can make this is 6 and 7, which is 13, then this would have to sum to 13, so it would be 5 and 8, which would have to be 2, 6, which doesn't appear to be flawed. Oh, okay, the 815, I probably should have realized this. Where does the 1 go here? Well, it can't go in any of these spots, because the 1 definitely is one of these. So the 1 must go there. Which makes this a 2-3 pair, which makes this a 1. Get rid of the 1 from there. Okay, the 8 is in one of these two. Don't really know where it is. This is either a 4 or a 6, based on the doubling. 2, 4, 3, 6. Well, that can't be a 4 very clearly, because this can't be a 9. So that's going to make this a 2. 5 in this box is restricted. It can only go here, so it must go there, which means this sums to 8, and it can't be 3, 5 or 1, 7. So it must be 2, 6. And since it's 2, 6, that's not a 2. So now that means this can't be a 7, because then it wouldn't differ by 5. It would differ by less. Where do we put a 5 in this column? Hopefully it's clear to see. The only place for a 5 is right here. If that's a 1, now this sums to 6. This would have to be a 5 to give you 6 and 6, but then it would break. So this means that the 1 is definitely up here, which propagates to the 1 being in one of these two positions. Okay, the 1 must go down here somewhere. Don't know where. Interesting. I guess it could be high. If it's higher than a 6, like 6, 7, 9. You can't put a 9 there. The only place for a 9 is here. It should do something. It should restrict this digit. If it were a 6, this would have to sum to 15. That means that this would sum to 10. And it can't be 1, 9. Could it really be 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6? That's really annoying. It's interesting. This digit is a 7 or a 9. It has to go in the box. It can't go here, anywhere. I guess it could go there if it's a 9. Oh, the 8 must go there by Sudoku. The 5 is placed in this box, also here. Done the 5s. That's higher than a 6. Now maybe I should think. How do we make this sum to 7? It'd have to be 3, 4, which is not possible because of this. But anyway, more interesting and maybe easy to see is the 6 and 7 need to go somewhere. They can only go there. 6 and 7 here, 6 and 7 there, which is very restricting. Because if you made this a 7, you have to be careful with the sum, because then this would have to be 2, and the sum would be 9. If you made this 6, this would be 2 or 3, with the sum being 8 or 9. So either way, the sum is 8 or 9. So this is either a 2 or a 3. Can't be a 4. So now we have a 2-3 pair with this cell and this cell both looking at this. So this must be a 4, which gives us 9s here. This should be useful. The 9s come and meet in this box and have to go there, which means the 9 in this box must go there. Again, we don't know what this is. It could be a 6 or a 7. Now the 9 is forced in one of these two positions. The 9 in this box only spot is right here. So that means this is an 8. Puts a 7 there, puts an 8 here. Now the sum is 9. That means this is 6. This is a 9. Now this is a 4, and that's great because that'll give you 2 and 4. One is double the other. This is 3. Now this is 4. This is 6. This is 2, 3, 2, 1. This can't be 7 anymore, so it's 8. This sums to 9, so 2 and 7. This gives you a 6. This sums to 9, so 6 and 3, which gives you the 4, which we knew already because this will sum to 9. Now this is not 4, so what can it be? The only digit it can be is a 6 because it's looking at everything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 6. And that's very nice because now this sums to 15. So this sums to 10. It's not 1, 9. It is not 2, 8 or 4, 6. So it's only 3 or 7, which very snugly must go like this. So now this is a 2. This is a 6. 6 must go here. 3 must go there. And we are off to the races. 8, 9, 7, 8, 4, 3, and 6 can be done. 3 in the corner. 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion and losing my hair. But luckily not over this puzzle. Because this was pretty straightforward. Very satisfying solve. Well, this is part of the German whisper. It's not 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, so no, it's a high digit. It's 6 or 7, and this 6 tells us this is a 6. Now, by German whisper logic, this is 5 different, so it's a 1. This is a 2. That's 7. 7. 3. The 3 is here. To finish off the column, we need a 1. 2 and 4 need to go here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 6, 7. 2 needs to go here. 4 and 7, which can be done. 2 and 7. And to finish off, bang. Solve the puzzle 25 minutes, 49 seconds. Solve counter 11,000. And 4 people have solved it in just about 40 days' time. All right, well, hope you liked me solving this video of Happy Birthday Finnegan. This was a very smooth sailing, wonderful solve, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.